they
Yeah.
really don't want to see. And who the one that hit you up about this?
I think Rarest hit me and sent it to me.
Rarest, right? Yeah. So I talked to one of them because there's two of them. You know that them employees at the Cook County fucking clerk office?
I ain't knowing that.
That's what Bruh told me.
Oh, so
they work at the
Wait. So you telling me the people that's leaking? Hold on.
Courthouse.
So that's what crazy shit you saying. So you telling me the niggas that's leaking the videos?
The ones that's leaking this shit work at the fucking
So they work
courthouse.
at the jail. They work at Cook County. And how you know that? They told you that?
He told me this shit.
Two of them.
There's two. They do the same fucking thing.
Nah, that's crazy though. I ain't know that.
Whether they're clerks in training or whatever the fuck, they work at fucking Cook County. So they request people's disciplinary reports, and then they request the video that come with it. So that's how I knew Lil J ass really a freak. He really gay.
1090 Jake. They on your ass, boy. Man, welcome back to Moheat TV, man. This your first time sliding on the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Lock in with us, man. Don't miss no videos, no content, or nothing. But we back with some more heat for that ass, man. So, 1090 Jake, if you don't know him, 1090 Jake is damn near one of the most famous YouTube people right now. Like, he made a career of exposing snitches in jail. So when it comes out that they have the slightest evidence on them, the slightest paperwork, you know, the littlest thing, they running with it. You know, so they running with it. It's a lot of fans mostly running with it. A lot of real street niggas, I don't feel like they running with it because they understand it ain't really shit. It's just a grievance letter. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he really made a good point of explaining. We gonna get to the live, y'all, but I want to just, you know, say my 1-2 about it. He really did a good point of explaining, like, man, he said, you get in a car accident, you ain't finna make no report. Like, motherfucker just slapped your car up. This your baby, your car, your only car. If you a person that only got one car, this your only car. You ain't finna make no police report. So he was basically saying that somebody had hit him right in front of the guards. Like, it ain't nothing that he can say that they won't say that, you know what I'm saying, that happened. Like, basically, if motherfucker hit you in front of the guards, they see y'all getting it on, like they right here. It's like, how could you lie? You could lie, but they go put in they report what happened. And it's just gonna make you look stupid because they was right on the deck when it happened, whatever. When the deck went up, they was right there. So he basically did a grievance because they was I don't know. I feel like his grievance was not even for himself, it was for other inmates. So basically they saying all in a nutshell that he's snitching on the police, which he brought up the point of Kodak Black doing a grievance in jail, that it was, you know, rough conditions living in there, and he did a grievance. But I ain't gonna say too much, y'all. I just wanted to give y'all my point. I feel like he should have just accepted his, you know, solitary confinement. You was in a fight. You say you in the gang. You run in the gang. Street shit. You should have accepted your solitary confinement. But instead, he went and made a grievance and explained everything that happened. Since the police saw it, he felt like it was like, shit, y'all done saw it. But you kind of get him, though. You know what I'm saying? He just gonna explain everything that happened. You had a couple people on there like it's just a grievance. People who've been in jail, you know, you write a grievance to the, like you said, to the warden. So it ain't going to regular COs, but the COs go see it. So we gonna play this live where he explaining himself, y'all.
Back of my head, the shit break and flash somebody in front of the CO. Where you still get off, but you do it in front of the CO so you get picked up. So when I go to get up, my homie Red, CO was like, let me see your head. I turn this way. He's like, all right, let me see the other side. I turn this way. He's like, nah, you got to go to medical. You got a hole back there. So I got a scar back there and everything. So while this is happening, while the COs are in the dorm, one of the homies that's further down stands up because he had a Zoe sitting behind him. So he thought the other Zoe was going to crash out because they trying to get the fuck out of the dorm now because it's war. So he stands up. The CO grabs him. Hey, come here. Grabs him up. That's the other name that's in the case. What, Jerry Lewis?
Oh, yeah.
He had nothing to do with nothing. But he get grabbed up. Then they start looking at everybody. They're checking hands, heads, whatever. They check Mark Cherie and they see he got a fucking hole like this in the back of his head. So they take all 4 of us, the kid that fired me up, me, the Zoe that got fired up, and the other homie that didn't do shit. They take us all into the back of the dorm where it's like a back hall. It's like a back hallway that COs are able to come into the unit without nobody seeing them. They take us back there. They beat the fuck out of the one to medical. So we got to get stitched up and shit. We get stitched up. We go to confinement. Once you in confinement in Florida, you go to AC confinement, which is administrative confinement. You got to go in there for however long it is, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then you go in front of DR court. When you go in front of DR court, that's when they're like, okay, so you got hit with possession of a weapon and assault on an inmate. How do you plead? Not guilty. All 4 of us got hit with all the same shit. So they lied in the DR and said that I hit him back with a rock and he had a lock or some shit. It never happened. I just got fired up. Then the 2 other dudes, they said they went at it. They didn't even do nothing because Mark Sherry got popped by one of my bros that didn't even get caught for doing it. But because this kid fired me up in front of the COs, all 4 of us went to confinement. Obviously, he went to confinement, but then the 3 of us went to confinement too. So all of us go in there. We all get hit with 120 days. After we get hit with 120 days, I write a grievance. They already know bro popped me because they fucking watched them do it. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I got hit with this, da-da-da-da-da. And then the COs beat the fuck out of them too. I said the COs beat the same dude that fired me up. And then they beat the other homie that had nothing to do with nothing. So they talking about, oh, you snitched on dude. How'd I snitch on dude? We already got sentenced to confinement. That already happened. We already got found guilty in confinement. But not only that, you crashed me in front of the police where they watching it, so your ass could just check in. Then they said, oh, you snitched on the police. How you snitch on the police? I thought Kodak Black did that. Everybody said, no, you can't snitch on the police. Because I didn't get hit by the police. They got beat by the police.
Hey, your shit muted. Your shit went quiet.
If you look on the paper from the grievance, it says February 4th. If you go look at my disciplinary reports,
yeah,
I got the messages right here.
So you did, so you basically saying that grievance, or you know what I'm saying, the statement that people seeing is not no forward shit or no fake shit.
No, I wrote that.
So you definitely wrote it.
They were like, oh, it says Mark Cherry. Nah, Mark Cherie is somebody else. That was a Zoe that got hit in the back of his head. He's from fucking from Broward County or something.
So they gonna be on you. They're gonna be like, so I thought, you know what I'm saying, I thought niggas ain't supposed to write nothing. You're supposed to not talk to the police and say shit. So like, how do you answer to the people who gonna say that?
This is a grievance. The grievance goes to the warden, then goes to classification. So this is how you get out of confinement. We all got sent to confinement and we didn't do shit. This ain't no fucking, you know what I'm saying? But you look at this right here, participating in a disturbance and disobeying the order. This shit, hang on. This shit came from right after the whatchamacallit, that aggravated assault on the inmate. So when that shit happened, they ended up coming to my door. Not the warden, but the captain and all the COs that was involved in the grievance. They came to my door. They bucked me on my food. So they're like, we ain't giving you shit. And then they gassed the fuck out of me for the same incident. So I ended up going through it with the police about this whole side of confinement. So I ended up getting 30 days for each one of them. So that's 60 days for them 2 DRs for going through it with the police. And then 120 days because Buddy crashed me. So I went to confinement because of Buddy. 2 other people went to confinement because of Buddy. We all got sentenced for this shit.
So you saying though, like the grievance that you wrote out or whatever, you had to write that shit in order to get out of confinement? Like that's like a mandatory thing, or you was just working your move or something?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody really gets out of confinement. If you get a DR, yeah, it's pretty much not gonna get out of there.
Yeah. So
I wrote that shit up like, look, ain't none of this shit happened. None of this shit's true. I had to sit in the room handcuffed while they beat the fuck out of both of them boys. And even though this is dude I'm at war with, and he just fired me up, I don't want to see nobody get flip like that, you know? I'd rather do it to you than fucking watch the police do it. Because they walked in and put their gloves on and beat the fuck out of them. My bro that got locked up that didn't do nothing, his face was like this here. Way the fuck out. And I spoke on this, like this video that I got right here. This shit's from 4 years ago, bro. Breaking down this whole shit. So it's like, this ain't no new story. This ain't none. I've been put all this shit out. Motherfuckers is just trying to jump on.
So look, but you 1090J. So they like, nigga, 1090J, anything with your name on it with some paperwork.
Man, listen, they don't even gotta listen to me. I got homies that's in this live right now that want to come on here that was there when shit happened. I got a homie that's in Georgia State Prison right now that was there when it happened. He the one that told me not to get off the bunk. So motherfuckers that was in the dorm know exactly how the shit went. Bro crashed me in front of Troll, bro. It's like you get shot in front of the police. The police know who shot you already. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
So you try to say any little thing, they already know who did it. He did it in front of Troll. If anything, you put 3 other people in confinement with what you did. Nothing that we was already in that bitch and sentenced.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so I so he's gonna like that's still telling if you write some shit out. You know what I'm saying? So like break out. You know what I'm saying? So like break that down.
Your statement is gonna be whatever you initially fucking, I think like whenever the shit actually happened. I don't even remember if we wrote a statement or they just wrote it for us and like forged our name because we all got cuffed up. Because I was one of the ones that got taken to medical because me and Dude both got hit up and the other 2 just got beat. And then they tried to say, like when they beat the fuck out of him, all the shit that they did to his face, they said that I did it.
Yeah. So
a grievance could be anything, bro. Like you got a sock with a hole in it. You got whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just a grievance is like a complaint or an appeal or like I don't really know how to put it in civilian terms because they don't really have the same shit in civilian court. But a grievance is like a complaint.
Yeah. So all right, another question they're gonna be on. So like, did you have to write that grievance out or like that was some shit that they came to you with? Like how did the grievance even, how did you know what I'm saying? Because some niggas right now, they saying it's not a grievance.
I requested the grievance.
So you did request?
I requested. Yeah, so normally if you request a grievance, you pretty much signing up to go to war with the police.
Yeah.
Because they know you're going to be complaining about something they did. So when you go for a grievance, you're signing up to go at it with the police. That's really who I went through it with. So that's it's a complaint towards whoever's in charge of you. That's how the shit popped off. That's why I got my ass fired up by the COs. They came through and they hit me with the riot can of gas and burnt all the skin off my side.
You know they're gonna be on you though. They're gonna be like 10 that.
Yeah, but they on dick though already, cause I can show them all type of shit. But we gotta get the white boy up out of here.
What they saying?
Motherfuckers is still talking about a smoke shop that I never even worked at, cause somebody put my name on a news article saying the smoke shop got hit with a sting that I never worked at, and they you told on the smoke shop.
Yeah.
So it's like if they sucking dick, they gonna suck dick regardless. But I can show them this person. Nah, he ain't do that. Nah, he ain't say nothing crazy. Nah, he ain't. So it's like, you know?
Yeah, nah, fact. I feel that, but you know, they gonna be like, niggas ain't supposed, any nigga that carry themselves like a street nigga ain't supposed to be writing no statements, no grievances, or any of that shit. So like,
Facts.
that's
100%. And you know what else they say? The second somebody gets shot, kicked, punched, flipped by the police, what do? They complain, right?
Yeah.
They say something, everybody starts marching around and fucking boycotting and tearing shit up. Anytime something happens with the police. So I said something about 2 other black motherfuckers getting beat by the police. I didn't even get beat. I said something off their face, right?
Yeah.
And I suffered the consequences of that. So what happens in a situation like that? Because we just went over the Kodak thing where Kodak said he was getting tortured by the police. What everybody said, you can't snitch on the police.
Yeah, so all right. So you gonna say, so all right, since y'all was already in jail, so you don't feel like that was snitching though, like even writing that statement out, like you don't feel like damn, I shouldn't have did that one?
Nah, because it had no effect on nobody.
Because y'all was already in jail type shit.
Not only were we already in confinement, we weren't in AC. So AC is before they figure out if you did something. So if I stab you in prison, I go to AC confinement. Then they're gonna try to do the investigation and figure it out. When I go to DR court, they're gonna say, nah, we don't have enough evidence that he stabbed him and let me out. Are they gonna say, nah, we know you stabbed him. Yeah, it's getting 120 days of confinement. We already went to confinement for the shit. So he already got found guilty along with everybody else that didn't do nothing. What he could have did is been like, nah, this nigga, he didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. But he let everybody go down off of some shit that he did.
I feel that. And also, like, so the niggas gonna be like, damn, so Boston Richie saying the same shit. He's saying that he ain't get nobody locked up. So, like, what's the difference between what you doing and what Boston Richie did?
Boston Richie's team just said, if Young and Ace ain't a snitch, how come he's a snitch? Nobody give a fuck about Boston Richie at all.
Cause that's what I'm saying. They saying you picking and choosing. They saying with the Boston Richie shit, you label him a snitch.
How I'm picking and choosing? Boston Richie was trying to solve a murder by telling the police who to talk to solve the murder.
Cause they said with the Young and Ace situation, you didn't call him a rat, but he was giving a statement in the interrogation room. So Boston Richie and them people like you picking and choosing.
Young and Ace said, that's my brother fighting Jeremy on video. They said, who was shooting? He said the other boys. So if his brother and Jeremy are fighting on video, neither one of them boys are doing nothing. They not the shooters. They on video fighting. Yeah. So who he telling on? Them other boys? Them other boys could have been ghosts. It could have been Young and Ace's team that blew the whole situation down. The other side might not even have had a gun on them. We don't know what it is. So who'd he rat on? Jeremy, who was fighting? They know he was fighting. They watched him fight on video. Just like in this situation, nobody fired me up because he did it in front of the police so he could go to confinement and get the fuck out the dorm. Makes sense, right? And then when he got out of confinement, they sent me to another prison. When dude got out of confinement, my people flipped his stupid ass for that same situation. And the leftovers, those that was in the dorm, my homies went to flipping them too.
And that's
we
the Jimmy.
Going to war in that bitch. Now you gonna have the Zoes going crazy on Instagram. This is 10 years ago, 2013, 2014.
But this is the Jimmy Horay dude that you're talking about, right?
Jimmy got popped after he got out of confinement.
So where Jimmy at right now?
Either Haiti or fucking South Florida. I don't know.
All right, for sure.
I don't know where he's in.
So who
be keeping track of these
So
people?
all right, so some dude named Byron just had his paperwork and he just made the page and shit. And I guess I posted it, so now everybody's tapping in. So if y'all see what's going on, some paperwork has surfaced. It's a grievance. That's what 1090J's calling this type shit. And people like Reese just commented. I think Reese in here, he said that you can write a grievance if you're trying to put a lawsuit on the police. But you know, everybody else gonna say, what's the difference between a grievance and a statement? You know what I'm saying?
You know why they're asking that? Because 99% of the people on here, they got the strictest politics, ain't never been to jail, never been to prison, never been to court.
Yeah.
Period. So unless you've been locked the fuck up, you really don't understand what's going on. Motherfuckers think because of Gunner that a plea deal is snitching. They don't even know you can get a plea deal in a case by yourself. So it's like, I don't know, motherfucker can't, you know, motherfucker ain't trying to convince people. You don't like me, then fuck you. I ain't trying to convince nobody to rock with me. Whoever rocking with me, period. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about none of these rappers that got exposed. They just trying to, if this motherfucker did it, then I shouldn't, I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Period.
No, I feel that.
How come in every one of my criminal cases, motherfuckers ain't got nothing on me? Ain't nobody posting the paperwork when I told the police to fuck off in my case and my Cody snitched on me? That's how I went to prison. Nobody talks about that. But somebody will be in an interrogation room for an hour and a half. Motherfuckers like, nah, he ain't snitched because that new song sliding. I don't want to stop listening to it.
Mickey True said civil versus criminal, the best way to explain it. What you talking about, Mickey? Why she say that?
Civil versus criminal, if you writing something against the police, I'm assuming what she's meaning is that would be like a civil case, like you're trying to sue the police. So when I wrote in the thing that I contacted my family and we finna get a lawyer, I was capping. We didn't have no money for no lawyer. I didn't even have a lawyer in my case. I was just trying to make it sound like, bitch, let me out of confinement. My people finna, you know, because there's some people that don't make a call and their family will show up at the prison. And, you know, hey, you need to let my son out. When you apply that pressure, shit actually happens. But that shit ain't happen for me, bro. They fucking gassed me. They fucking put me in the shower. All the gas went down on my dick and shit. I got burnt. They got me on video camera. They put me in the back in the cell. That was it. I did fucking 210 days in confinement straight after that shit.
So, but basically, so you saying that when you was ranked, because they in the shit it said, so help me please and shit. So you agree that was you who wrote all that shit out?
The whole whole thing I wrote, bro. I'm writing to the warden. Like, look, this the situation I'm in. You got to make it sound some type of something.
Nah,
like,
yeah.
What I'm gonna be like? Hey, warden, I'm big gangster, but let me out of confinement. You think they finna? Nah, that shit ain't finna work like that. And they probably looking at my DRs because I already done been for confinement for fucking weapons and everything else already when this shit happened. So it's like once that happened, they boosted up my custody level to closed custody. I got shipped off the unit in a gang sweep. So they sent all the Bloods and Zoes in one bus back to reception. And then I ended up going to an adult prison. So I had to finish my confinement time at Appalachia CI. And then I got into more shit when I got over there. I was fighting in there, whatever. So that's how I ended up doing 210 days of confinement.
Nah, I hear you. So, all right, so niggas is saying that a grievance is still a statement. That's what I'm seeing in the comments. They said niggas is saying you ain't supposed to write no grievance or anything.
Yeah. Tell them sucking dick is still sucking dick. Are you writing a statement when you get in a car accident? Or you just letting somebody hit your car? That's what you finna do? You that gangster that when someone hit your car, you ain't finna go to the police department and get the shit you gotta write out. Nah, because you so gangster. That's what you doing?
Yeah. You know, everybody gonna have their side or how they feel about the situation.
Yeah, you know why? Because they heard I made $1 million off of this shit. That's why they finna, you know.
So that's why niggas,
yes.
so niggas is.
See, this is the thing that happens in life, right? People either forget about you, they come kill you, or they try to politic you out the way. That's what they're trying to politic me out the way. No, I'm gonna give you reasons why you shouldn't like him. He's white. We gotta stand up together. That's what motherfuckers try to, you know, because they know if ain't nothing finna unite some people, is we gonna throw the race card in there.
Yeah.
He's white. We ain't supposed to. It's the same shit Charleston White be doing. He know how to get people moving. He know how to hype the crowd, and then that shit dies the fuck out.
Yeah, so yeah, but that's the thing. That's what's really fucking it up, because it's like, nigga, 1090 Jake, the nigga that's disposing the paperwork, so they ain't trying to see your name on anything. No grievances, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. So that's really like,
they don't want to see my name on no jumper either, making a bag off of this shit. That's what they really don't want to see. And who the one that hit you up about this?
I think Rarest hit me and sent it to me.
Rarest, right? Yeah. So I talked to one of them because there's two of them. You know that them employees at the Cook County fucking clerk office?
I ain't knowing that.
That's what bruh told me.
Oh, so
they work at the
wait. So you telling me the people that's leaking? Hold on.
Courthouse.
So that's some crazy shit you saying. So you telling me the niggas that's leaking the videos?
The ones that's leaking this shit work at the fucking
So they work
courthouse.
at the jail.
Man,
they work at
DM
the county.
shit.
And how you know that? They told you that?
He told me this shit.
Two of them.
There's two. They do the same fucking thing.
Nah, that's crazy though. I ain't know that.
Whether they're clerks in training or whatever the fuck, they work at fucking Cook County. So they request people's disciplinary reports, and then they request the video that come with it. So that's how I knew Lil J ass really a freak. He really gay.
All right, before we get up out of here, y'all, 1090 Jake exposed Rarest. I even wrote Rarest trying to get an interview. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wanted to give them an interview. I was gonna cover their face and everything. They was almost the hottest thing on the internet about a month ago, releasing these jail footages. Every social media site was talking about them. But now they has been exposed as Cook County workers. Like, you work for the Cook County. You bogus. And I know Cook County go launch an investigation as to what workers there, you know what I'm saying, who's doing that, because this video go circulate. This is 1090 Jake. Somebody with some type of say so in Cook County done saw this video, y'all, and it's definitely go circulate. Rarest, you can't hide forever. If you watching this, you probably ain't watching this, but man, you might as well come out and be a YouTuber now. Fuck it. Come from behind the curtain, be a YouTuber. Chicago Red, you already got the clout. Put your picture on the, you know what I'm saying? Put your picture on the screen or whatever, man. Let people know it's you. Start doing interviews. Start doing 1090 Jake. Look, you could be the Chicago 1090 Jake. I ain't gonna lie, man. I would just make a career off of it, because they finna fire your ass from Cook County. But if this your first time sliding on the channel, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Lock in with us. We gone.